I don't think we have to make a whole big thing of it, but sure. Hi, everybody. Catie and I are doing a little cleaning session because we actually do these all the time because we suck at cleaning. And so we make a fun little day of it. So we go do this and while we clean. This is my dirty coffee table in main room.
This is my dirty coffee table in my main room.
Let's go! Entertainment!
So
boom!
it's just this. It's just some company to keep while you clean. Just a little company keeping.
Yeah. Oh, and we strongly encourage you to clean with us.
Clean along with us.
Yeah.
Put some cool like music in the background. Erik.
I'll make music on my belly.
This is what I deal with. This is what I deal with all the time. Okay, I'm gonna clean now. Okay, I'm doing trash first. That's what I'm doing first.
All right, I'm gonna do trash, then dishes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm in that mode where I put away a bunch of wrapping paper from Christmas, and I'm like worried I'm gonna throw away something in the wrapping paper.
I need to do like a separate laundry pile because I have a laundry problem in here.
Oh yeah, well, did you see that one video? It's everything is either trash, dishes, laundry, something.
Can I show you this? This is my new sweatshirt that I got.
Oh, that's wonderful. D&D. Okay.
Do you have the problem that like your living room just becomes like your dumping ground?
My dumping ground?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Because it's just it's right there, you know?
I really do feel like Christmas wrapping paper should just be illegal.
It really is it's a huge waste of stuff.
Erik, look at these cool ass Lego sets that I got for Christmas.
Oh, what?
Yeah, they're like helmets, but they're like Legos.
That's fucking awesome.
Isn't that rad?
Hey, if you wanted to send me that Iron Man one.
No, it's mine. You can't have it.
I'm just saying, I don't know why you would, but if you wanted, I would support it.
We could put it together if you come visit sometime.
Oh, I know, Catie. Well, I feel like
Hey, do you want me to set a timer so you don't get overwhelmed?
Yeah. Well, How long do you want to do?
What do you think? Like 15? 15 for trash?
Yeah.
Okay. Alexa, set a timer for 15 minutes.
My name's Catie. I have an Alexa. Telling my Alexa, hey Alexa,
boy, and fancy boy. Something in my sink smells real bad.
Oh, I'm sure. Catie, just then when I did this, when I did that, pow! I kind of like, you know that scene in Iron Man 1 when he's just learned that he can use like the repulsors,
right?
Like as a one where he goes pow, and he turns around and goes like that.
I also want you to know, like weirdly, like I've been wanting to watch the first Iron Man like all day. Like I had that like thought that like I should watch Iron Man.
I love Iron Man. We should definitely watch Iron Man.
Hey, you want to watch Iron Man later?
I do.
Cool.
Also, there's this movie account on TikTok, which is great. What's it called? It's something Straw Hat. I'll send it to you. But he's probably showed up on your free page. But anyways, he duetted a video. He was talking about how Tony Stark actually is that's a giant flower, Catie. Don't fall. Don't fall.
We're constantly so worried that I'm going to fall down.
You fall frequently, Catie, and 7,000 people a year in America die from falling over. I looked it up.
First off, if I die from falling down, that's far too underwhelming a death for. Like, we both know I'm gonna die like falling off a yacht that I stole with like a Chicago cover band or something.
Catie, your life isn't written by some omniscient being to be the most interesting thing possible. You just kind of die sometimes.
Yeah, it's real dark, Erik. Thanks for worrying about me, though. I appreciate it.
Just saying, Elvis died on a toilet.
Also, I still haven't unpacked.
Still have what?
I still haven't unpacked my suitcase. It's been sitting here for like weeks.
That's what I'm talking about.
Do you want to know a thing that Chris said?
Of course.
Chris said that okay, this is very important. Chris said that he almost got me a dog for Christmas, but then he was like, oh no, I shouldn't pick out a dog like without Catie. We should go do it together. Which means, Erik,
you're getting it.
He's considering it.
Hey! That's wonderful, Catie.
I'm trying not to get my hopes up, but also like he's at least considering it. I mean, I know all dogs are equally awesome no matter what, but what is your like dream dog? Like, what dog would you want? Like, do you picture yourself having? I mean, that's tough because like I've always I'm adopted, and so it's always seemed like really rude to like not adopt a dog.
Yeah.
But like my friend Emily has two golden labradoodles, and they're like the best dogs. Like, they're super smart and they're super chill, and they were like so derpy as puppies, and then they like chilled out. Like, they're amazing dogs. And so like I feel like if I had like my absolute pick, I would pick like a golden doodle, or I would pick an Irish wolfhound, because I've always wanted an Irish wolfhound. But I have Irish wolfhound trauma. Because when I was in college, I fell in love with this dog at the shelter. And his name was Dumbledore. And Dumbledore was like mostly Irish wolfhound. He was a huge dog. But I was in college, and so I was living in the dorm, and so I didn't have like any place to, keep a dog that big. And so, yeah, one day I went and I would go visit him like every day. And then one day I went back to the shelter, and Dumbledore was gone. Oh, it was upsetting.
That is very, very sad. But I do like you just going to a shelter to visit a dog.
Every day.
That's really
every
nice.
Single day after on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I would go after, I think, psychology. No, not psychology. Doesn't matter. But like one of my like psych classes. On Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I would go during lunch.
Catie's visiting a dog at school.
I like my
The dog's not at school. Catie's at school and she's visiting a dog. It's not like a dog school. Although they make dog schools.
I think those are obedience schools. Those exist.
They are, yeah. I was just thinking of the scene in Community
where somebody uses the term animal hospital in front of Troy, and he gets really happy, and then Abed goes, "The animals are the patients," and he goes, "Oh." Okay.
I honestly don't know if there's ever been a friendship that sums up our friendship as much as Troy and Abed.
Oh, how does that figure? Who's Abed and who's Troy?
Oh man. I feel like we're like both a healthy mix of both.
Yeah, I mean, I have hyperactive type ADHD, and you don't. So I feel like that's, I feel like I got dibs on Childish Gambino. I'm just saying.
I mean, I would like to say that I have perma dibs on Donald Glover, so you can have Childish Gambino. I will just say.
Wait. What kind of dibs are we talking about here?
The smooching kind, Eric.
Oh, okay. Because I was talking about like if somebody's going to relate me to.
Oh, I got you.
Then I call getting to be Donald Glover.
I identify pretty strongly with Abed a lot of the time.
You identify with Abed?
All the time, yeah. Also, thanks for telling me about Community, because I definitely wouldn't have watched it if you hadn't told me about it.
That's not true. Didn't you watched Community when we met?
Yeah, because you told me about it. It was like one of the first like shows that you told me about.
Oh yeah, that was like our very first conversation. I remember that.
Yeah, because I literally just started it, like on a whim, and you had mentioned it, and you're like, "Oh my god, it's so good," and I was like, "Oh, well, if he likes it, maybe I should keep watching it."
This guy seems like a swell fella.
This guy seems like a swell fella. I'm sure I won't want to get back to start a podcast with him. Was that the night that we were going to talk for half an hour about our 1 minute collaboration?
Yeah. And I remember I said a quote that I really like, and you were like, "Be honest, do you actually have that memorized, or did you just
Eric,
look it up?"
Eric, look at my new underwear. Look at my new underwear.
What was that? Was that actually a bra, or was that something shaped like a bra?
It was a bra.
Oh, cool.
It's got many dangly parts on it. That's how you know it's a good bra.
There's a direct correlation between the dangly bits.
It's science. The more dangly parts there are on your bra, the more good the bra is.
Hey, well, Catie, so I don't give a shit about that, but check this out. I think this is kind of an ADHD thing. So what? I have these boxes that I've been breaking down, and I'm making a little pile of them right there.
Oh, that's so good.
They're directly in the middle of the room. And so I've been walking around them for like I'm just stepping over them. I'm just like, oh, gotta go over here now. Like, oh boy.
Because it just didn't occur to you to move them.
Well, and I also need to, it just didn't occur to me to move them, and I need to move them over there anyways, because that's where bugging. But I'm just not doing it. I'm just leaving them right there. Now I'm gonna move them, Catie.
My box pile lives right by my front door. So it's like extra shameful because it's like you walk in my house and it's just like box pile.
Well, also, I don't think I've ever walked in your house through the front door. I was coming through the garage.
Nobody ever comes into our house through the front door. It's like there's like that little sidewalk and stuff.
It's really nice.
I don't know where to put the dollhouse that I got for Christmas.
Craft room.
In the back room?
Craft room.
I'm not kidding. This box is like easily 75 pounds. I'm not
Holy
kidding.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, then I would put it in the game room.
I think I'm gonna push it into the hallway. because sometimes you just gotta get it out of the room that you're working on, and that's
Because
okay. That's called bulldozing.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes I get nervous on airplanes. That's a John Mulaney reference, Catie.
Did you hear that John Mulaney went to rehab?
I did, yeah. And I mean, also, it's one of those things where, like, when you go to rehab, like, it sucks that you have to go to rehab. Like, that sucks. But going to rehab is a good thing. It's like if somebody says, like, oh, they're going to the hospital. Like, that sucks that they have to go to the hospital. But given that they're in a position to need to go to the hospital, I'm glad they're going to the hospital,
Yeah,
you know?
they're going to get better.
Exactly. And so, yeah, I mean, it sucks that he is in a position that he has to go to rehab, but I'm very glad that he is going to rehab, because very frequently people need to go to rehab but don't go to rehab. Can I make a dirty joke on here? Have we agreed that I can make a dirty joke?
This is the YouTube content. We can do what we want.
Yay. So my friend Jordan made a joke, so I take no credit for this joke, but he sent it to me. He sent me the news, and I was like, oh, well, I'm glad he's getting the help he needs. And Jordan said, well, gosh, it's funny. Like, I really wouldn't peg him for coke, but I would peg him for a Klondike bar. Huh?
That's pretty funny, Erik.
Isn't that funny? God, I really wouldn't peg him for coke, but I definitely would peg him for a Klondike bar. E la figlia dell'amore, schiare soon making up syllables for this piece. Oh, my parents got me a 5-hour energy for Christmas. 5-hour energy. Do you need a tiny bottle that you're gonna consider keeping because it's such a nice tiny little bottle, but then just realize it's taking up space?
Bottle, Erik. Don't need to keep it. I promise. You don't need it. Oh God, are you gonna take that 5? No. Okay, it's too late. I guess we'll just keep hanging out till 5 in the morning.
Well, Catie, it's 3 hours earlier here. It's not even noon.
Oh, I was talking about your 5 in the morning.
But look at Catie. It's such a nice, perfect little white little bottle. It's like, and it's like you could keep a little elixir in here or something.
Look, my new copy of Tamora Pierce's Song of the Lioness.
Oh, that's what. Oh, how does that song go again? It's like, lioness. Do 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 do. Oh, Catie, I just realized I have a frame to play with here.
Oh man.
Uh-oh. Time to clean downstairs.
Whoa.
Like I'm in a canoe.
I keep having to buy Song of the Lioness over and over and over again because I give it away all the time. Like people will have like 11-year-old girls who haven't read that book series. I'm like, read this book series, it changed my life.
I also acknowledge that I fully just hijacked your thing about that by singing a dumb song. What is the book series about, Catie?
So it's this amazing book series by this author. Oh, that's your 15 minutes. Do you want another 15? Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. Mind your business.
For trash?
I don't know, for whatever's next. It's looking pretty good.
Hey, thanks. So's yours.
I'm physically sweeping my coffee table because I have no pride.
Oh, I totally do that. In fact, I'm going to do that right now.
Printer. And so they're just like 3D printer chunks like all over our
Yeah. Catie, that 3D printer, man, we gotta print some cool. I mean, I know it's Chris's, of course, so I'm not like, it's up to him. But we could make cool things with it, you know? We could make little, I really want to make like an ADHD like you know how like Geralt of Rivia has the wolf like thing?
Yeah.
You know, I want like that.
Well,
but...
I want to like legit. I want to do Helvetica's holy symbol.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was the one. Yeah.
Also,
because that's like, what's up?
Like, I don't want to brag or anything, but look at this sick ass T-shirt that TikTok sent me.
TikTok sent you a shirt? Oh,
they did,
cool.
and they're sending me a hoodie. So
that's cool. I got to get it back on my game, Catie. I've been posting straight trash forever now, and I know I've been saying that forever, and every time you're like, no, you haven't, but I think we both know.
I mean, you're in an educational slump, but you don't always have to be educational. You can also just be yourself, you know?
Yeah. Thanks. I mean, the whole thing is like, it's really just because I've made such a huge deal out of it. Like, I have like a format that I like, you know, where I'm like, oh, I'm sitting at the desk. I use this filter. I have the light setting to this setting. And it's like, so it's like, if it's not that, I'm like, oh, there's no point. But like, dude, screw that. Like, the videos that I used to make when I was first starting, like, I was just throwing up the phone. I would be like walking to the bus and I would just like throw up the phone and be like, let's talk about executive dysfunction. Like,
I mean, I think it's really, honestly, I think it's really nice that you are so committed in terms of like, I forget what I was saying.
So committed in terms of like,
you're committed in terms of like the quality that you want to, you know, stick to, but also like, you know, the ones where you throw the phones up are like really good, my dude.
Thanks. I think I'm just stuck in a thing where like the perfect is the enemy of the good,
right?
But the shitty is also the enemy of the good, and so you know, you gotta. Holy shit, Catie! Look at your Christmas tree.
That's a Christmas tree.
Wow, I've never seen the full scale of it. That's a hell of a tree.
Yeah, it's here, I'll go back this way so you can see it. See, there it is. It's like I think it's like a 12-foot or something. I have this thing where I have this obsession with what the fuck are they doing? Oh, I have this like obsession with like giant Christmas trees. And so last year our old tree broke. And I loved our old tree because it had such a good story behind it. Because Chris's dad bought it at an auction for like literally 25 cents. Like it was this giant, wonderful tree. And Chris's dad
didn't Chris's dad used to like go and buy a bunch of trees?
Yeah, that's what he
Wasn't
does.
that the thing? Yeah.
Get, like, you know, clearance trees or whatever. Whenever he's like, "Oh, somebody needs a tree, here I go."
I got 50 million trees.
And so we had this tree, and then they like finally like the lights went out and stuff, and so we're like, "Okay, it's time to get a new tree." And so we were like looking, and we're like, you know, but we have like one of those really annoying and hard to heat pointy ceilings in this living room. Because I grew up in the Midwest, so all I could ever think about is like, sure it's gonna be hard to heat this room.
Yeah, right.
So we got a new tree, and when we went tree shopping, I was like, please, can we get an irrationally large Christmas tree? And then it was on like 80% clearance because it was like the end of the season, and so we were like, yeah, sure, let's do it. So,
oh, dude, I know. I love that. Like, one of my first like memories of Chris, or like when I first met Chris, it was right after Halloween, and so we did that whole sweep of like picking up Halloween stuff, and so now I just have it in my head. We're like, day after Christmas, Chris is shopping for Christmas trees. Like that's what he's doing, because it's such a good idea. I've been thinking about that for so long. Like, oh my gosh, if you just like really made, not that he's doing it specifically for resale, but like, it's just obviously the best option. Like, you go right after the holiday, and then you get all the clearance stuff. Shit. It's such a good idea.
Is this your belt? I found a belt. Is it yours?
Yes.
This one is?
The buckle.
what the buckle looks like. I'll put it on too. No, I think this is a Chris belt.
Yeah, that's not my belt.
Okay. We're gonna find it, Eric. I believe.
The last time I saw it, it was in the room that I was staying in. It was in the guest room.
Yeah, I looked up there because me and Angie came to stay, and it's not up there.
Huh.
Huh.
This is when we discovered that it's just like I've been wearing it the whole time.
I mean, I was gonna say, like, I have a fan theory that it's just in like the front pocket of your suitcase and you haven't noticed.
Oh, I've looked through that too. Oh, because I can't find, the ring light that like clips to your phone?
Yeah.
That I had at your house and I can't find it now. But I remember being like, oh, don't forget that. But I can't find it.
I wonder if it might be in the kitchen island. I'll go look.
Well, that's where I was keeping it when I was there.
Yeah, because I remember that. So many interesting things. I thought I found my missing pair of
Oh, also, Catie Baby, I think you left one of your decks of cards here.
What?
You left one of your decks of cards here.
Yeah, that's for you printed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
I mean, I know you have cards, but those ones are the special cards.
I was avoiding saying that, but yes. Yeah.
They're pretty.
Also, I love that when I met you, I like found all the cards that I have in my life, and now this is the first time every deck of cards that I've owned have been in the same location. Because the reason I have so many is because I'm bound to lose them, and in a given time, it's like I know where one of them is. And so now they're all in the same place. It's like, look at that! I actually have multiple decks of cards. All right, Catie.
I'm going to make the statement that I feel my living room is. I'm gonna show it to the group. I feel like my living room is now passably clean. Like I'm okay.
Yeah,
with it.
dude. That's good. I was gonna say something similar. Let's check it out. I got. I mean, still gotta like move the paintings and stuff. The big thing is this desk.
Yeah. Well, do you want to set a timer? Do you want to set a timer for like 15 minutes and work on the desk while I hit the kitchen?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
All right, let's do it.
I mean, if you're not ready to do that, that's also fine.
No, I'm ready to do it. I guess I'm gonna do surfaces because I got the credenza over here.
The credenza. Oh yeah, so dirty, you sir. The credenza.
Those are the cool words that you learn when you grow up in New England. The credenza. Oh yes, the Davenport or the chifforobe.
Can I talk about how much I hate the term Davenport for sofas? Because I grew up in Davenport, Iowa, and it's stressful. All right.
I grew up in. It looks. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You got this, Catie Baby.
What?
I said you got this, Catie Baby.
Take that towel off of your television.
Oh yeah.
Alexa, set a timer for 15 minutes.
Hey, Catie, extra points if you can tell me why I originally put up that. I don't think I ever actually told you why. But
you put it up because you wanted to dampen the noise bouncing off of the flat surface while we were recording the podcast.
That is correct. Who knows if it actually did anything.
Timer for 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, Catie.
Listening. What?
Why don't you like the movie Us?
Well, Eric. It's funny you say that. Okay, I'm going to ask you 3 questions, Eric. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. And if you can answer those questions for me, I'd be delighted. Number 1, me, Catie. We're gonna use me as an example. Me, Catie,
Uh-huh.
decides to fly to London, and she hops on a plane. How does air travel work, Erik? How does air travel work? Do they have tunnels underneath the oceans that mimic the flight patterns, Erik? Please explain to me how air travel works. Number two, you're telling me that, like, okay, I get so, like, because here's the thing.
I know. No. Question number two. You're gonna. Or no. You do your thing.
Hypothetically, according to the rules of this movie, every person in the world, right? Every person has like a shadow half, right? That lives in the secret subway tunnel or whatever.
A tether is what I heard them called. Yes.
Sure. And those shadow people decide to mobilize and they start, you know, like, we're gonna take over hashtag Hands Across America. Where did the jumpsuits come from, Erik? Did nobody notice that there was a worldwide shortage on maroon jumpsuits? And
they were red.
Like just like every fucking person, like, they're just like, where did that come from? Where did the materials come from? Were they making them? If so, like, were only people who like are tethered to like sewer people? Like, how did that whole infrastructure come to be? Where did the jumpsuits come from? Why do they all have matching scissors? Which then also leads us to the conclusion that they're either A, manufacturing the scissors, which is like, how many of y'all motherfuckers are blacksmiths? But like, also, do you have like underground scissor factories? Is that what, or are you like ordering them from like the top side? And then if you want, like, Erik, that movie was so stressful because all I could think about the whole time was like, but what happens when you go to London? And I realized that's stupid, the stupid thing to worry about, but that's what, like, I could not enjoy, like, and I love, like, Jordan Peele, fucking chef's kiss. Like, goddamn, that man is a fucking genius. But like, that movie doesn't make a lick of sense if you think about it for more than 30 seconds. And that's what disappointed me. Because like, after Get Out, I was like, are you kidding?
Also,
like,
no spoilers. I haven't seen Get Out.
I'm not gonna spoil it.
Okay.
But it's a phenomenal movie. It is truly a phenomenal movie. And so I was like pumped. I was ready. I was like, yes, let's go. Let's do it. And then it was like, come on.
Yeah. Well, all right. So for one, Catie, I just want to say I don't want to valid critique, of course, entirely valid critique.
I'm being a petty ass bitch. Like, I recognize it.
But so I think when it comes to like any art, honestly, one like, my goal with any art is to enjoy it. Like, that's what I'm getting out of the transaction. And so, like, that's where I'm always coming from, is what do I have to do to enjoy this thing? And two, I from a creative standpoint, like, as a person who has done creative work in the past and perhaps currently, I always wonder, what are they doing intentionally? What are they doing that were specific decisions that they deliberately made, versus what are they doing that is just them being lazy and being like, I don't fucking care, fuck you. And I think everything in that story was a deliberate choice. There's no way Jordan Peele wasn't, when he was writing it, when he was doing all of it, you're like, well, where did they get the scissors? Where did they get a jumpsuit? And he was like, that's not the point. It doesn't matter. Fuck you is how they got, like.
I know it doesn't matter, because this is the argument that me and Chris got into. He was like, it doesn't matter. I'm like, but it does to me, because that's how I watch movies, and I hate that about myself.
Well, and that's also valid too, because like I said, my first thing is like, the reason I consume art is to enjoy it. Like, that's what I get out of it. And so if that kind of thing prevents you from enjoying it, then that sucks.
It's the worst.
It really, I mean, yeah, and it's also like, I wouldn't say it's your fault. Like, you compulsively, because I do that too. I mean, the whole movie, because I was like, all right, they have this one family. I almost wanted them to not explain where the Tether family came from, just because, like, it's sort of like the one thing. How do I say this? leaving something completely unaddressed, like completely untouched, like it just does. Like you can create whatever theories you want, it just does. Like we'll think of like Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. Like, why did the birds attack everybody? What the hell? Fuck you. Doesn't matter. They did. Like that's the story. Is they just did, and it was crazy. And so, if that had been the case, where like all these people with red jumpsuits come along, and everybody has this shadow tether, and they all have the stuff, and he just doesn't even touch why. It's just like they just do. That just happens. That would be crazy because it'd be like, what? Like that's a earth-shattering, like Lovecraftian. Is there an alternate universe that who knows? Like he just doesn't touch it. That'd be one thing. But then he does explain it, but it doesn't quite work. And so that I can kind of get is like if you're going to explain it, it has to work. It has to be like tight, or you could not explain it at all. And it did feel like he was sort of skirting that line. But I'll forgive him because he still, because it was an artistic choice on his end. He was like, sure, whatever. I know there are holes in this. Doesn't matter. If it's going to stop you from enjoying the movie, so be it. This is the movie that I'm making. And two, air travel, they would just walk into the wall endlessly. It shows people doing that. People traveling long distances where underground they can't travel anymore, but on the surface world they can. And it shows them just walking into the wall like a video game character.
So
that being said,
like the dance, like I don't know, man. It's just
the dance scene and like
I feel like there's just like enough, like you could argue for it. Also, before I forget what I was gonna say, I'm gonna get myself a new set of pants for my birthday, and so I want you to help me pick them out because you know things about pants.
I know things about pants. Okay.
Pans.
Oh, pans. Okay.
I was holding a pan, and then I went,
what?
I hate this pan. And then I went, oh, right, I'm going to get new pans. I forgot to tell you.
Sure. All clad, baby. All clad. Basically anything, well, I'm going to start talking about pans, but basically anything marketed towards consumers is liable to suck. That's not to say that there aren't really great pans that are marketed to consumers, but it's always like, So if you can ever get like a professional quality one, just like no special bells and whistles, no special anything, just like here's a pan.
Like all of my fucking cookie trays are like rusting. Like
Can I see that closer?
Like the coating is like flaking off of my fucking pans.
That happens. Well, see, that's another thing, Catie, is that like in professional kitchens, you don't really have pans like that. They're just metal. And so they can't break, you know, or like the rubber grips, like, so I'm not like there, I don't want to be the soapbox guy who's like all the bells and whistles are stupid and the professional quality, but like in a kitchen, everything is like the simplest thing. It's just like, pow. And therefore they don't break. For example, is my kitchen too dirty for me to find the thing that I'm looking for? That'll do. Like, check it out. Saucepan. It's a saucepan. It's riveted. It's metal. It's a saucepan. That's it. Anyways, but like if you look at who's that? The chef. He's like the. Didn't you say like you wanted to like meet him in Alabama or something, or in Atlanta? You know the guy I'm talking about? The chef. He's a really big burly Asian dude. Chef. John. Yeah, John. What's his face?
Yeah,
that guy.
Yeah, on TikTok.
Yeah, but if you look through his kitchen. Right, because you were. That's right. But if you look through his kitchen, everything he has is what you would have in a professional kitchen. And it's, you know, which is not to say, and they're often cheaper, frankly. Anyways, I'm gonna start talking about pans. But the movie Us, I totally agree. I think, like, ultimately, you know, I'm getting what I want out of the transaction is to enjoy it. And so, like, I feel it's like, my incentive is to forgive the director such that I can continue to enjoy stuff, you know?
That's valid. For the record, I hate how my brain makes me watch movies. Like I would get like, yeah, like seriously though, like because like Chris's brother is like the same way as me. Where like we'll watch a movie and somebody will be getting, their fucking eye. Like Saw, like the Saw movies are like a really good example because like I really wanted to do special effects for movies for like many years. Like that was like a thing that like little baby Katie like wanted to do. And so like I watched the Saw movies and I'm like, oh, that's like a really cool effect. That's like amazing. Like, wow. And like, Chris's mom will watch the Saw movie and she'll be like, bleh, bleh. And I'm like, it's not real. Like it's fake. Like they're not, it's an actor, which that got me in trouble when I was in high school, because when I was in high school, I went to Catholic school, and that was when Passion of the Christ came out.
Mm-hmm.
There was this weird expectation that if you were going to see Passion of the Christ, you were going to have this like breakthrough of faith. Like everybody who went to go see Passion of the Christ was supposed to come out of that movie like changed and better and thankful for Jesus. And like I went and I was like, this is cool makeup. Like and like I remember like my teachers and stuff, they were like legitimately mad at me for like not having a spiritual experience of Passion of the Christ. And I was like, this is a movie. This isn't actually Jesus. Like it is a man who's been in some like cool ass film. Like I don't know, but I still remember that. I'm just thinking like, oh, do people watch movies and like believe what's happening?
Well, I also I do want to come out and say like I think I always want to relate things to my classical music background, which is not which I hope doesn't sound like I'm not trying to plug that and make myself sound interesting or whatever. It's just like it really molds your brain into thinking about things in a certain way, and I think a lot of the ways that I think about stuff is sort of a recovery from that or a response to that. So that being said, like when I watch movies, I am constantly looking for like plot holes and stuff. And why would that person feel the incentive to talk to that, all that stuff. And the reason that I'm so keen to like forgive and be like, hey, it's a movie, just enjoy it, is like a practiced response to that. So anyways, I just want to say like that's just to say that like I get what you mean. Like something that I don't like about movies, not that I don't like about movies in general, but something that like takes me out of a movie is when characters betray their incentives for the sake of like pride. Well, so for example, the downfall of every evil mastermind in movies is at some point they want recognition. They want someone to look at them and go, holy fuck, you're really smart. That's a great plan. And it fucks them. Like they want recognition for their brilliance.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why I like sociopaths in horror movies or in movies so much, because they're the least likely to do that. Like Hannibal, for example. Like Hannibal doesn't go on long, lengthy exposition rants usually, because he's like that doesn't serve his function. Like the less I say, the better. Like why would I do that? But so, anyways, when characters betray their motivations for the sake of like them feeling proud and being like, I want someone to know my evil plan before. I'm like, why would you do that, bro? That is completely counter to your motivations right now. That really takes me out of it. But I also get it because, I'm an arrogant guy. So when I like do something that I think is smart and cool, I want people to know about it,
You put a cutting board in the dishwasher?
Yeah. What kind of cutting board? Oh, a wooden one? I wouldn't.
Okay. Alexa, stop.
That's the time. Was that the timer?
That's your 15, my friend.
All right, cool. Can we pause the recording because I have to go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay. I'm just gonna pause it. Maybe I'm gonna pause.